There you go.
Yeah. Little key change to E minor there, but
it's all right.
All right.
It's all right. It's in there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, happy Wednesday here. Thanks for coming over today, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're here in Maryland, and it is like, I don't even know, 70 degrees?
Yeah, something like that.
It's awesome.
I almost can't even tell anymore.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I figured we'd come outside today and do a little acoustic playing with my old friend, Mr. Ernie Beck. And,
hey, y'all.
And so Ernie and I actually have a funny story because we used to teach together at Mike's Music.
Yeah.
And then you actually bought my wife's old house.
I did.
And you moved right up the street with your kids.
Unbeknownst to me, we became neighbors after years of separation. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, we taught together for years down at Mike's Music in Ellicott City, and we bought a house down the street. My two kids and my wife, and I had posted an angry post online about people using my driveway as a turnabout.
That is what happened. Yeah.
And then you texted me and said, is this where you live? I said, yeah. Look, that's my wife's house. That's where she grew up. I remember sneaking out of the back bedroom, and I said, yeah, that's the toy room now. So
yeah,
funny story.
That's funny. So I wanted to talk about two basic things with you.
Sure.
First one is, so you used to do what we all do, just gig constantly and teach constantly.
Yeah.
And now, you work a lot, you have a family.
Yeah.
And so how do you stay motivated and stay fresh and, find new things when you're, at home working all the time and you still want to play a lot? Because a lot of people watching here have 9 to 5s and do that other thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is just, since you used to be a teacher, what's one key takeaway? What's one thing that you think everybody should try if they haven't tried yet?
Sure. So
jump in wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean I could talk for days about that, but I'm a what I would say still a struggling musician.
The struggle never stops.
The struggle never stops. It's just how much I struggle playing music. But yeah, I taught. World you go, there's a lot of musicians in the industry. I'm in an audio-visual industry now,
right.
So for me it's a common transgression for a lot of musicians. They go from the musician side to the recording or live sound engineering side, production, and then one thing leads to another, and next thing you know they're in the commercial side, which is big sound systems and big video walls, and if you go to for those,
there's a lot of bands that only do that now.
Exactly. So and as you know, I mean, look at Dead and Company's new touring rig with John Mayer and the light show and the sound.
Dude, how much does he crush that gig though?
It's insane. I mean, it's literally like
I'm stupid impressed about how much he just crushes that gig.
But part of me is also not, because the way John Mayer can emulate Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, Jeff Beck, and if you look at each of his albums as he's released them, and I'm a John Mayer fan. I have no bones about saying that.
Right.
I always have been. Maybe not so much the poppy stuff, but definitely his talent is.
The dude's a killer.
But every album he releases, he almost pays homage to the greats that he learned from. I think Battle Studies came out, probably 6 years ago, and his riffs went from being more Stevie Ray Vaughan based in his earlier albums to a lot more volume swells and tremolos, and he was starting to sound really Jeff Beck-like. And you could hear it right on that playing. So the fact that now he's sitting in Jerry Garcia's seat with Dead and Company, it makes total sense. And the guy's a chameleon, and he's brilliant. So
anyway, get back to the.
So anyway, right? So when Mike invited me on the show, I first off was honored to even be considered. Now that I'm not a full-time musician, but one of the challenges you face as kind of a 9 to 5 person, with a full-time job, and I have a job. I also have a nonprofit organization, Integrate Baltimore, so a small plug there.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
But one of the challenges is keeping my skills fresh. I mean, guitar to me is it's like another appendage. The guitar to me is something that, it's like an arm. I just it's there, whether I like it or not. And so for me, one of the keys to staying fresh is always keeping the guitars around, open, unlocked,
out in the room.
Yup. And
it's so simple stuff like that.
It is. And my two boys, God bless them, they really want to play these guitars, but these are Dad's guitars, so we got little guitars for them that they can play around with. So keeping your instrument always accessible. I keep mine literally in my kitchen, on stands, or in our front living room. So anytime I have a break, whether it's a break during work or a break after hours, I break it out and start playing. So there's the first key. Keep it accessible.
Yeah.
Key number 2 is mix it up a little bit. The key to a good marriage: spice things up. So it's the same with your relationship with your guitar. As you probably, those of you who have played for a while tend to get into ruts.
Yeah.
And you might. And
that never stops.
And the ruts never stop. You just find yourself in a different one. So one of the things I want to talk about today, and what helps keep me playing, is open tunings.
Dude, yeah, let's do that, because I don't play anything in open tuning.
Yeah.
And I would like to, so you'll be showing me something
I'll show some basic open tunings, and we'll drop down and we'll noodle around, and it's one of those things where it breaks you. It immediately will break you out of your mold.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is having, I rely heavily. I know we're doing acoustics today, but I rely heavily on a loop pedal, because I don't always have a buddy to play with. I don't have my rhythm guitarist I used to play with.
Right. You're playing when you get home after work. Kids
yeah,
go to bed,
and if I got an idea, then I'll lay down on. I've got a Line 6 DD9 loop delay, and it's basically got every delay pedal in the book plus a 14-second loop sampler, and then it's got a half speed, so you can actually extend that out to closer to 30 seconds. But point is I get really good at 8 bar, 12 bar, getting it in and noodling around and kind of layering up from there. So
cool. Well, let's get to playing. Let's show us some open tuning stuff.
Sure. So I'm gonna take a sip real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
So first thing I'm gonna do is, everyone knows the most common open tuning. It's technically an open tuning, is drop D, right? And everyone can do that. I mean, that's just a matter of. And immediately what you do is you align you're aligning your root and your fifth. Mm-hmm. So power chords where you used to have to use 2 to 3 fingers, I can now use 1. Right. And it's great too if you have a slide, because you can also play around with the slide.
Right.
But you just get you can get nice bar chords that way. So the next thing I'm going to do is I guess. To make it a true open tuning where I can strum it and get a nice tonal sound, is I'm actually going to drop my high E2. Okay. So I'm going to go from a D, A, D to a G, B, D. And I'm going to take my D, I'm going to pluck the D string, I'm going to pluck my high E, and I'm just going to drop it. I'm also going to pray my strings don't snap.
Brand new strings outside.
Yeah, exactly. Weather change. So immediately I go from a, you can drop it down.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
So you immediately go from, a guitar when you strum it open sounds like really nothing, to you start getting a little bit more tonal in just the open, which again is going to start opening up some options for you.
Yeah.
So the tuning I'm getting to is what's called dadgad. And I'm doing this because we're in late February here. We have St. Patrick's Day coming up. I always tend to, around this time of year, start thinking all things Irish and Celtic. And so dadgad is a great place to start. And it's exactly what it says. It's D-A-D, G-A-D.
Right.
Couldn't be easier, dadgad.
So you got to bring your B down now.
You got to bring your second string B to A. So I simply just reference my A and bring it down. So right there you can hear just right off the bat.
Very different.
I've got a nice open, melodic sounding chord. And for those of you who are big Led Zeppelin fans, Jimmy Page was a big user of dadgad. Now, of course, I'd have to dust off.
Yeah, right away when you play that, I hear that going home to California song. Right?
Going to California, Black Mountainside, one of the ones he what's like the.
How's that go? Do you know how to play it?
I honestly, if I had more time, I would have dusted that one off. But
sorry, we're
going to California. He did a lot in this tune, and slight variations too. Not all are dad-gad, but this is a good place to start.
Right.
So what I like to do is just play around with it and just feel the different sounds or feel where my kind of notes are. This is not open tunings for me personally are not a place where I tend to play a lot of bar chords. I'm doing a lot more open and suspended type sounds.
Okay.
So even just taking my first finger and placing it on your A on the third string, I get that D suspended four sound. It's like a D. I'm not sure the exact triad.
Right away you play stuff that you wouldn't normally play.
I can do a lot of droning on my low string. And I can do a lot of harmonies, double harmonies with, because I've got two D strings. So that's kind of the idea. There's a lot of really good artists who do a lot of dadgad, Don Ross, El Petaway, Pierre Bensusan, a lot of these finger-style acoustic guitar players. If you haven't heard of any of those guys, you gotta check them out. Don Ross is kind of like the gold standard of finger-style acoustic.
Okay, I mean, I have not experimented with any of that.
Okay. Do you want me to play a little lick of a song and just give you a taste of what that looks like? Okay.
And then I want you to show me one of these Irish drinking tunes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. You don't want me to sing, that's for sure. But we can certainly noodle around. So.
All right. Yeah. Show me something.
So, and what I'll do is I can even take a piece of this and show you some easy riffs out of this to kind of.
Cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to give everybody a little takeaway.
Yeah, sure. This one's called Sligo Creek. It's from Al Petaway, and I'm going to see if I can not totally botch this up.
Take your time.
And there's a couple lessons in here. We can even pull out of that.
Dude, it's alright, man. I'm loving it.
And then it goes back.
Alright, yeah, you gotta show me that intro lick.
Yeah, so
just like
so
that is so cool. That
half step bend is really where it's
money
at.
right there.
So this is just yep.
You gotta get all the way up there. Yeah.
Perfect. So it's a pinch on 6 and 2, then 3, open, and pull off. Yep.
Yeah.
So open 5, open 4 again. So it's. Oh, and
So.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then when he comes into this, so that's why. Yeah, that's why I love that
huge.
The double D, like your double Ds. Right.
That's such a cool sound.
Yeah, and so a takeaway is
yep. Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say a takeaway is when you're getting comfortable in these open tunings is explore all the different all the different positions you can work with.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and so
something like that.
Yep. So it's just kind of like it's a 2, 3, then a C position.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. Back to that ringing out open D.
That is very cool.
So when you put that whole string together, it's
serious.
Oh. So it's a little rough. I'm a little nervous on camera here, guys. You gotta help me out here. But what's fun is just taking chord. I mean, you can see I'm making a traditional, kind of C, the beginning, the root, the major third, and I can even noodle around with those. So I can take something as, and it's a complete different sound. You almost get like a Trey Anastasio dreamlike open chord there.
Yeah.
And that's the wonderful thing too is when I'm playing standard tuning, I find myself again going to the similar chords, doing all the same stuff, getting back in my ruts. And one of the beautiful things about open tunings is I don't really do that. I don't try and overanalyze it. I just try and go with what sounds.
It's like completely fresh eyes, fresh hands. Like you don't even know where to start. So
you're simply using you're simply using your ears and your fingers to try and make something. And your harmonics always sound really good. An easy trick would be the bridge section, which is which I'm going to show you kind of a little takeaway here too, which is a bit of finger style. It's not really hybrid picking because I'm not using my pick, though you can if you like to. This is I think this is one that beginners could even take away with once they get the dad-gad tuning down. And it's just a matter of using kind of a double stop technique, but with a pull-off. So here's one where I've got my thumb on my drone, right? And in finger style, they call that a drone when you're just basically kind of using that bass note.
It's like a pedal note.
It's a pedal note, exactly. Yeah, so I can go.
Really?
Yes, and then to the 5th. So I'm just taking my 7th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret on the 3rd and 1st string, and I'm just doing a pluck and then a pull off.
Yeah.
If you syncopate the 2nd round and land on the 5th, you're going to get. And then I can even mix it up by adding my 10th.
Yeah.
And kind of bringing everything up a whole step.
Ah.
Yeah.
You can just keep that all the way around.
Keep it all the way around. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
pretty fun, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean,
get stuck on that.
And there's a ton. And you can just go to any. You can go to any web. You can use. There's tons of resources online for DADGAD simple songs, and this is one that just came to mind off the top of my head. So I'm thinking, what can I do to give your viewers here something relevant and something that they can take away from? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually switch to an open D tuning.
Do it.
And this is really easy. So you already did the hard part by going down to DADGAD. If you can get that, you're golden, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my G and go from DADGAD, and I'm going to flatten that a half step. So now I've basically got in essence a D major chord, because
you're bringing G down to F sharp.
I'm bringing G down to F sharp, right? Which in your D chord, as you all know, right? Traditionally I've got my F sharp right here, but now my F sharp is here. So right there, again, you have I keep this on my guitar stand at home. I pick it up.
That's what it is.
I got a D, and I don't have to think about it. I can just go right into that. And so if you want to drop your
give me that.
Perfect. So everyone kind of knows this one. Most people know that, Black Crows.
What is it?
First string. Yeah, so you notice Chris Robinson, or what's his brother's name? The Robinson who plays the guitar, right? Does
he have a beard too?
Yeah, no, he actually never had the beard. He was the one without the beard, the beardless one, the beardless Robinson. You can tell She Talks to Angels is taking a lot of those similar things we saw in the traditional Irish jig, which I liked how when I was playing that you were giving a percussive element, which is very important in Celtic music. Is the percussive, and they call it a jig because it's got a very distinct rhythm to it.
Well, that, and then they typically don't have percussion. It's stringed instruments.
It's a lot of stringed instruments, fiddles. It's more smaller.
So everybody's got to create the offbeat.
Then traditional Celtic music, and again, I'm no expert, and I'm going to not remember the name here, but they have essentially what looks like a tambourine without the cymbals. Right. And they play it with a stick, but they play it on like this.
I don't know what that thing's called.
And that just gives it a very simple rhythm, and that's all you need to make that music drive.
I love that stuff.
So She Talks to Angels is a very similar principle.
Yeah, I know. I'm fluctuating all over the place.
Yeah, this weather's terrible on my hair and my strings. Now, if I wanted to play the main chord riff to that, which is also the piano riff, and a lot of it's just your standard E major chord, and then he adds a little.
What's that little lick up
That's
there?
a little. So that's I'll show you real quick.
Yeah.
So we've got so lick number one was this.
It's a great little line.
Here's another great one to work on with your thumb and your middle and first finger technique. Is this little.
Just going up and down.
And then just ends on. Yep. So, and if you practice that, you get. It's very simple, the notes. Yep. So in the song, of course, it sounds like he's moving a mile a minute, but really it's all in the. I mean, you can really burn when you're with your thumb. And then where I would be singing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's your open D position, and I have a slide.
Go get it.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Go get it. We got a couple minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just make sure that we're on and all this is working here.
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't record anything.
Oh no, we're good.
All right. So I'm by no means a slide aficionado.
I'm a terrible slide player.
I'm the same way. I'm a terrible slide player, but I play one on TV. So the beautiful thing about your slide is it's the same principles as in open D, where you can bar your notes, right? But with the slide, I can do the same thing, right? So I've got a D chord. So presumably when I bar the 12th fret at the octave, I'm going to have that. So then I can do a little. Bring it to my 7th. Sorry, my 5 and my 4.
Yeah.
So if I was just if you wanted to just pedal around on. Right, so just play around with that, and I'll kind of noodle around.
Yeah, go for it. I'll follow you, man.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I don't want to turn away viewers with my fuzzy slide playing, but you can take that same thing and you can do something with going back to Led Zeppelin. You could do In My Time of Dying. And that's just simply just barring on the 3 and 2. So I can not easy. So
Led Zeppelin really was heavy, man.
Oh, they were original metal in my opinion. I mean, they opened the door.
Yeah.
Them and Sabbath. Sabbath was, of course,
clearly. I mean, dude, all the drop C sharp.
Oh yeah, I
love that.
And it's timeless. It's timeless.
Oh,
but when you get into like In My Time of Dying, I mean, that was new for that time period, and it was also resurrecting the Delta blues for people.
Yeah.
Who had probably never heard of it, or if they had, they weren't really familiar with it. A lot of Jimmy Page's songs, Traveling Riverside Blues. I mean, that's a classic. That's a classic Delta blues song.
Yeah.
So those riffs, a lot of them were just ripped right off of. Not to say he didn't come up with his own, but a lot of those riffs were just ripped right out of Delta blues. So
yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
So
great.
So that was my key to, and I hope your viewers got something out of the open tuning type stuff.
No, dude, no, I really appreciate you sharing that, because like I said, I don't do any open tuning stuff, but no matter whether you're a beginning guitar player, you've been playing 30 years, the ruts never end.
Yeah.
You're always gonna hit them.
You're gonna hit them.
And so like those two things, man, just like keeping the guitar out, keeping it accessible,
keeping it.
And trying different stuff, like open tunings.
Yeah,
it's going to keep you motivated.
It's going to keep, and it's again, the ruts are all mental, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing physical about the ruts. It's all in your head. But a lot of times the physicality of your muscle memory wants you to just pick up and play kind of the same thing. And so for me, if I ever feel myself getting in a rut, I go to a D tuning or a DAD-GAD, and I find a nice open chord this is something, again, your listeners or your viewers can take away if they wanted to practice a little riff, and I could show you here real quick.
Yeah, show me real quick. We got a minute.
So this is another one. This is just, again, we're in open D, right? So we've got all the notes of the D chord: D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. So here I'm going to do, and you can choose which finger. I tend to use my middle and third, and I get this. So this is on the 5th fret of the 6th string and the 5th fret of the 3rd string. But what I like to do is I like to let everything ring open. And on a beautiful day like today, it just sounds.
You can hear the birds.
You can hear the birds chirping in it. And then I like to bring it up to. And then my last position of that, and again, we're just using the same type of your 1, your 4, your 5, right? And then I'm going to switch, and I'm going to go up to the 9th fret, but instead of this major position, I'm going to switch to a minor position by dropping back to a half step. Right?
I'm a little out too much.
It's okay. You sound good to me. So when I put those together, I can get. Yeah.
That song's.
It's Dave Matthews. It is
Dave Matthews, isn't it?
I don't even know. It just sounds like it is. But I could take that all the way up. I could find those chord positions all the way up, so I could start it.
Yeah, because you only have to move a note here or there.
Yeah, so I'll do I got my major, then I go to my 2, which is a minor shape, my 3, which is a minor shape.
Right, because your major third is what's on the 3rd string on the same fret. So you just drop it down a fret.
All I'm doing is just
major shape, minor shape. That's what he's talking about.
Major shape, minor shape. Right.
Yeah.
So when I'm just noodling around, I literally pick up the guitar and I'll start. Dave Matthews for you. Yeah, so just play around like that, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I hope that is something.
No, it is. Yeah. It is. Because like I said, not everybody that watches this or that's playing is out there gigging every weekend, being crazy.
If you are, can you email me and tell me how you do that?
Yeah. No, I mean, so many people, still just play for fun and play for them.
Yeah.
And just love playing. And I really think that was great advice. That just keep it out, keep it accessible so you pick it up.
Mix it up.
Try different tunings.
Yeah, go to your local guitar store and pick up a slide. I mean, I'm using a brass slide here, but pick up any slide and put an open tuning on and just play your 1-4-5s. It doesn't have to sound great. I mean, if you're just.
And when it's nice outside, get out there.
Yeah.
Grab you a beer.
Grab yourself a beer. Open your guitar up. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And just love playing the thing.
Love playing the thing, and that's what honestly, I know a lot of guitar players who are in a similar position where they work. They feel like nonstop, and they say, I just don't have time to play. And it's not that I don't have time to play. It's that you got to make the time to play, and you just have to keep it in front of you. You do that, you'll never put it down. I mean,
that's what I always tell people. It's like if you do one thing, just keep it in your hands.
Yeah.
Just pick it up.
I wish we could all be like Mike Palmisano and do this for a living. He figured it out. I didn't. Smart guy.
It's a struggle, though, man. It's a struggle, but it's fun. Anyway, thank you so much for coming over.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And if you want to go back and drop any links for anybody,
I will. I'll plug my a nonprofit. So it's not not music related, but we deal with speakers and amplifiers and things of that nature. But we're
Integrate Baltimore.
Integrate Baltimore. Yep. There's my shirt.
I'll be sure to drop a link in there.
Yeah. We basically take technology that's being decommissioned from corporations and businesses or schools, and we give that technology a second chance.
People that need it.
The people that need it. And, Baltimore, we're in the Baltimore market here, so it's fertile soil for groups that are trying to get up off the ground who don't have all the funds. So we're happy to help any way we can. So
cool.
Thank you for letting me plug.
Yeah, for sure, and thank you for doing that. I always wonder where all the stuff goes. Everybody gets all the new phones and new TVs and.
No one thinks about it. It's like the trash, right? Where does it all go?
Well, there's plenty of people that would really appreciate that stuff.
And a lot of people don't care. It's got to be relative. It's got to be somewhat usable, but they're not asking for much. So
see, not only is he a good player and a good teacher, he's a good dude too.
No. I gotta do something so I can sleep at night.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for coming over.
Of course. Thanks, everybody. Peace.